come to you.
Who else were you expecting?
Well, bust my boiler.
Now, as we all know, in the last DVD review I did, I greatly underestimated the release, and it turns out It's Great to Be an Engine was really not as bad as I thought, but now I have to deal with another one. This one in particular. I'm definitely going to need someone who's experienced with reviewing bad episodes, and someone who is actually willing to go through the pain of watching this with me. Amber?
No.
Rob?
No.
Jakey?
No.
James?
No.
Tugsman?
No.
Gondar?
No.
Well then who? Peep, Hurray was released on VHS and DVD on the 28th of February 2005 and was made to commemorate 60 years of the Railway series. It featured 7 episodes from Series 8 and also a song from Series 8. But before we review the episodes one by one, here's a little segment about the games on this release.
Although both the US and UK DVDs are similar in that they have the same episodes, their bonus features are a different story. The UK gets the Cargo Challenge game, which the US got on It's Great to Be an Engine, as well as a Day Out with Thomas preview. The US, however, got a read-along, a specialized character gallery, an assortment of previews, and even extra episodes from other shows. The bonus feature I really wanted to talk about, though, is Thomas's storybook adventure, which is arguably one of the best interactive games ever. The editing is just so amazing. You pretty much help Thomas do his jobs through counting, matching, spelling, and trivia games. The game also tries to make it look like you have some say in how the story goes, although you get the same ending no matter what you do. For instance, you can choose to leave Mavis stranded, but they make you go back and help her. You also get to choose how you decorate the station, but it doesn't matter since you only see the interior. Overall, it's pretty much what you'd expect of a 2005 DVD game.
Thomas Saves the Day, one of the best Season 8 episodes out there. This episode genuinely feels like a double-length episode from Season 7. The dynamic between Thomas and Clarabelle is something that I absolutely adore, and it's a damn shame that this was one of the only times in this era where they actually had a relationship with Thomas. After this, they didn't speak at all and were practically set dressing, but thank God, Blue Mountain Mystery rectified that issue. This era of the show also introduced a lot of locations that only appeared once, but were still played off as just locations on the island. Yet they only appeared in one episode, and the Difficult Bend is definitely one of them. It's a cool concept, and having an episode where an engine takes over Thomas's branch line but isn't aware of the danger of the Difficult Bend is a great concept, but it never appeared again. The crashes and the chase in this episode are pretty good too. The chase does admittedly feel a bit slow at places, and the music could be a lot faster. I mean, at least it's better than my Tommy remake of it. You know, the one where I cut out a whole scene because I didn't have a Tommy Harvey? And Thomas crashed into a cardboard box. Yeah, that one. God, I hate that thing. But anyway, other than a couple of nitpicks here and there, Thomas Saves the Day is a fantastic way to start the release and leaves a great first impression. Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
The next episode is Don't Tell Thomas. In this story, the other engines are planning a surprise party to thank Thomas for all his hard work keeping the lines clear. Yes, Thomas, what a good job you're doing! Thomas overhears Harold mention a surprise, but he's upset when nobody will tell him anything about it. He runs off feeling left out, until Harold finds him and reveals that the surprise is for him. This episode is alright. I don't like how Thomas acts like an impatient 5-year-old, and how they say,
The winter holidays were coming.
But besides that, it's not so bad. I must say though, the engines and vehicles on Sodor are literally terrible at keeping secrets. If you really don't want Thomas to suspect anything, maybe don't look so suspicious.
Fish, another amazing episode. As I review the Season 8 episodes, I'm genuinely starting to like it even more, and it's all thanks to episodes like this. Fish is once again one of Season 8's best. It has a great crash, a great selection of characters, some great dialogue, and some good sets too, especially the evening sky sets. Those look gorgeous. while the season 4 episode of the same name is definitely better, this one evidently had effort put into it, and I applaud Paul Larson and Abby Grant for writing this episode and a lot more. Just look at the episodes Paul Larson had a hand in writing, and you'll see that the episodes that he wrote are the best ones from each season, mainly season 8 to 11. Now, something that I'd like to note is that a person called Thomas Media Fan 2002 made a classic series edit of this episode, and my god, it is amazing. If you want to watch this episode, then this video here is the way to go. Overall, Fish gets a 9 out of 10.
Episode number 4 is Halloween. In this story, Thomas and Emily are sent to the smelter's yard on Halloween. So original, right? Thomas and Emily's confidence begins to dwindle as they hear strange sounds which are being made by Ari and Bert. When a tarp lands on Emily, she scares the other 3 out of the smelters and they race all the way to Tidman's sheds. Halloween is actually pretty good. Although it's very similar to Scaredy Engines, I think I prefer this episode. The problem with Scaredy Engines is that Thomas is way too unlikable, but that's not an issue here. The music and visuals are great assets to the overall spooky theme, especially these shrieks they place throughout the episode. Chilling. Halloween is a brilliant episode and can honestly be enjoyed all year round.
Spick and Span, another great episode. To be completely honest, I forgot that this episode even existed, and man was I missing out. Now, yes, there is a hint of the 3 strikes formula, but I really don't mind it here, as it isn't the focus of the story. And when the story isn't focused on the big engines, it's just a really soothing episode where you can just see Thomas and Percy work hard and get rewarded. Call it boring if you like, but this episode is just genuinely really good. It kept me entertained, it gave me a chuckle, and it's also a really good looking episode. The models and sets look fabulous, and I love the character selection for this episode too. I know I said It's Great to Be an Engine is the best season 8 release, but this DVD is about to take its crown. And given how me and Dennis have both been covering some really great episodes, I think it's heading to be a recommend for me. Now, there's one episode left for me to review, and I have a feeling it's going to let the release down. But will it? Well, you just have to wait and see. Spick and Span gets a 9 out of 10.
Episode number 6 is Chickens to School. After pulling an all-nighter delivering coal, Thomas volunteers to take 3 specials to show Gordon how useful he is. However, due to being very sleep-deprived and denying any offers of help, Thomas brings all his deliveries to the wrong places. He finds out sooner than later that he totally screwed up, but his friends help him to put things right. Chickens to School is... yeah. It's your standard Thomas does something incredibly stupid hit-era episode, to be honest. Nothing super special. The moral about accepting help is good, and it's funny to see the chickens, sheep, and children in the wrong places, but it really makes you question the intelligence of the railway workers. Who would just unleash sheep into a public marketplace, let chickens free in a classroom, or leave minors unsupervised at a farm? You can probably skip this one.
Thomas and the Circus. Oh dear. Now, did this episode let the release down? No, it didn't. Now, don't get me wrong, it's definitely the weakest episode I've covered, but it's definitely not horrible. It's just your run-of-the-mill, Thomas doesn't want help, then he realises he does need help, and then his friends help him story. But at least it's not bad, it's just average. I watched it in its entirety, and I really didn't get bored, which is a rarity in this era, but it's still a bit of a stinker. I really wish the release could have gone out with a bang, but I mean, hey, it could have been a lot worse, and I can tell you now, we will cover a lot worse in the future. Thomas and the Circus gets a 5 out of 10, an average way to cap off the release.
Do I recommend this DVD? Yeah, I do. It's not the most spectacular thing ever, but the episodes are for the most part decent, and you get some nice extras. More so if you buy the US version. I hereby give this DVD the Dennis Duck stamp of approval.
Now, the question is, do I recommend Peep, Peep, Hurray? Personally, yes, absolutely. I said It's Great to Be an Engine is the best Season 8 release, but this DVD took its crown, and I can safely say that Peep, Peep, Hurray is the best Season 8 release, and I cannot recommend it enough. Now, if some of you don't know, slowly but surely, we're making our way to the end of season 2 of DVD reviews. And at the end of each season, we review the next film in the series. And next in line is this. But I'm not ready for that yet. I'm simply not ready. I need one last wave of relief from a classic release. But not any classic release. A US classic release. And I need someone who is an expert at US DVDs. And I think I know just the person.
To a shining time station where dreams can come true. Your own imagination's waiting there for you, waiting for